Welcome back to the Everything Sparkle Show. Crystal, tell us what you do. I am so... This is the question of the hour.
Well, I consider myself an intuitive therapist.
Definition.
The definition, okay. Definition is someone that I do counseling services, that I actually incorporate a bit of my intuition in with the counseling and coaching services. So I also am into crystals, crystal healing. I'm into alternative medicine. I do intuitive body work such as reflexology. I incorporate the healing energy of crystals when I do that, as well as intuitive consultations and coach sessions.
That's very interesting. We've never had an intuitive therapist here, actually.
Yes.
So is it for a lot of people in pain? Is this like an alternative to pain management?
Yes, it's pain, because oftentimes when we have something, we're in pain, we just pop a pill and we wonder, okay, it's good temporarily, but it just kind of it still lingers. So what it is that I do is that, I believe it's a God-given gift. When people come to see me, I basically just do what's called Reiki. Reiki healing is a laying
I've heard
on
of
of hands.
that.
You heard of Reiki?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a combination of Reiki and crystals, and just kind of fill out the area, and then just kind of I put the good energy, that warm energy through my hands, and it just permeates the body. Because what happens is that oftentimes when we have stress, and we actually can take on a lot more than we're inadvertently taking on. We actually have an electromagnetic field. So we could actually attract energy our way. So if we're in a place where it has bad vibes and things like that, we have a tendency to pull and hold on to things, and we suppress things, and we wonder why we have backaches and problems. And it's just, I don't know if you've heard that term, if someone, they died of a broken heart. And that's usually, it's a combination of, just suppressing all that energy. So it actually can manifest in heart palpitations, blockages, things like that. So what I do is I help locate that. We help remove that, either by doing our coaching sessions or through my body work.
Awesome. I lived in Los Angeles for 15 years, so this was a big thing there.
Yes,
but I think it's kind of a newer concept to the Central Valley.
Exactly, yeah.
So are you based out of? Do you work out of your home or out of an office?
Yes, currently working out in my home. I also offer classes where I do where I call it is wine and readings, where I bring all the ladies. It's also co-ed, guys can come too. I have some wine, and then we just all talk about things, and I do assessments and just readings, intuitive readings for everyone that comes. So I've had lots of successful events. I also had a fundraiser, a festival, where right here in this picture here, it's a festival where I actually worked with other people who are in that field, social psychotherapists. They're actually more metaphysical colleges and universities are starting to open up and offer this type of training for anyone who wants to get a degree in it. And it's a growing business, a growing field.
So how long have you been into this, and did you study for it?
The funny thing is, I feel as though, I've been gifted since I was a child. I used to predict things that used to happen a lot, and it freaked my mom out at first, but
I imagine.
but she started embracing it, and she was just like, wow, this is interesting. But through my religion, I was brought up Christian, and I thought of it was demonic. I'm like, oh, you know what? I shouldn't touch this. This is bad. But as I grew older, it just kept getting stronger and stronger. And I said, you know what? I need to embrace this. And the more people I talk to, it seems like I help them. And I said, I think this is a calling for me. So I broke free from religion so I can help people of all walks of life. I don't judge anyone. Everybody can come to me and talk to me about any and everything. And I believe that's my God-given path.
Do you get a lot of the Indian community?
I get everyone. I get everyone, all races, all religions, even Christians.
Well, I know. I just wondered if you got a lot of them as well, because I know they use a lot of these healing tools as well.
Yes,
so that's what I was wondering.
It's not a lot, but I've had some clients.
I'm thinking Fresno, because I know this is newer to the Central Valley.
Yes.
And they're a little more advanced on that type of therapy.
Oh, yeah.
People, so that's why I was wondering if you had a lot of clientele.
Yes, especially when I speak of goddess energy, Lakshmi, different goddess energy, and they're very familiar with that. And every time I talk about it, they just perk up.
Right.
So if I say that, they know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a women's empowerment thing. So I'm pro women's empowerment. I'm also a preschool teacher by trade. So I do love working with children. And I like to, just have them explore the world of, just meditation, crystals. All that stuff isn't really taught in school.
So where do you get your clientele from?
Just word of mouth. I advertise. I use all the social media outlets. Friends, family. They tell their friends, everyone, and I do readings for them. And they're like, hey, I like this.
Do you have like regular clients, like somebody that you see every single week, and you're helping them
I do have
something?
some. Yes, I do have some, and that was from word of mouth, and it's also from the events that I host. So when they come to my events, they're like, oh, I like this. So they call me and book a session with me.
So is this something that we can do now? Do you have anything coming? I know this is a weird time to ask about anything coming up. But
oh, my goodness.
If we follow you on social media, is this something that we'll see you're going to post about when you're going to have the events for that?
Yes.
Do you make house calls as well?
Yes, I do. All my information is on crystalshealingarts.com. You can chat me up there. And you could book appointments there as well.
What was the craziest thing that ever happened in this job, in this line of work, that you helped somebody through or saw?
Oh, boy. It's like crazy as the normal. So it's like...
Well, just tell us one story that comes to mind.
Oh, wow. Let me see here. Wow, that's a really good question. I had a lady that called me from Australia. I also was on, just before I get into that, I was also on one of the popular psychic hotlines. It's one where it's been all around for like 30 years. It's a psychic source.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was one of the top psychics there. So they had people call from all over the world, and this one lady, can't give anybody's name, of course, but she was telling me that she saw angels around her, and she wanted to tell me and share her stories, her dreams, everything. And the moment I started talking to her, I just felt like this overwhelming presence, like, whoa, every time I talked to this client,
you felt something.
I kept feeling something, and my eyes just started uncontrollably just watering, and I had to tell her, hey, you know what, I need to talk to you a little later. She's like, I understand, this is a very powerful thing, and I told her that she has a really big calling in life, and she said, I agree, but I need to just put this down on paper so I can make sense of what's going on. So, but I enjoyed talking to her, though.
So what happened? What was the outcome of that?
The outcome was basically I just told her that you are heavily protected, and I can feel it, and that was the strongest I've ever felt with anyone. And I told her, hey, we're going to work through it, and we continue to keep talking. So I think that was pretty much the biggest I would say, encounter I had. So it was.
But you don't feel it's a godly thing, because you said you're away from religion. It's more.
Well,
of a
I still, yes, because we are spirits housed in this body. So you can pick up on energy where we're spirits. Well, this is energy, even me moving right now. It requires a certain level of energy. So I do believe in angels. I still do. And I do pick up, there's certain energy, even people that passed over. I've done readings for people that actually had their parents pass over, or a loved one passed over. And I did readings for them, and of course, tears come down, and I feel there's messages. Do people who have
passed over contact you? Do you hear from the dead?
Yes.
So sometimes when you're in the room with someone, you could
I can
pick
feel
up
someone
somebody that's close to them and connect to that.
Exactly. Yeah, I can even pick up on the spirit guides, people who passed over. A lot of people who passed over actually have a lot of unfinished business, and and they want to relay that message, and I'm that conduit for that.
Do you feel something here? Because this is a very old building that we're in for president. Do you feel anything when you walked in today?
Yes, very, very old. I don't really feel any person in particular. I don't feel anything like, stuck or anything. How I say stuck. Sometimes, some buildings can carry old energies, but this one I'm not picking up so much.
Well, thank you so much for coming out. We're going to keep track of what you do. Do people buy crystals from you, or that's just part of the whole healing process?
They can buy crystals from me. They can. I do sell some crystals. I'm actually in the process of making my own crystal jewelry too.
Oh,
that's a new thing.
I'm sure a lot of people will love that because that's really pretty.
Yes, I love crystal.
Well, okay, so we got all of your information.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on today.
No problem. Thank you for having me, Sparkle. This is sparkly up here.
We're gonna go off with the pictures of our kids. Jenna and then Valentino wasn't able to be here because he didn't feel good, so in case of chancing it, so we have some lovely photos of these up and coming boxers, these up and coming athletes. Today's been such an interesting day of guests. I love it.
Oh, yes. This is so much fun. Crystal on the Sparkle Show. I love it. It's so fitting.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you for having me.
Your eyes are boys, so filled with charm. Fly me to Mars. You've got so many scars.